Right in the chat, so yeah, July 4 swipes just around the corner. We've had a very, very, very good June 2024. I can only hope better with the likes of July 2024. And with all the content that should be ready for the likes of July 4 swipe, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a lot of very curious people jumping in, wanting to see all that new, well, all those new bikes, wanting to try and buy something for the likes of the travelling vendor, try and, you know, handcuff someone and dragging them around everywhere all over the server. That would be pretty funny. Anyway, lots of interesting things on the horizon. And here's the current state of the Ruster right now. We're, 4 days in? Neon Small Seed Storage is really not selling that much, especially compared to all the other Neon storages, which did kind of so excessively, didn't they? Ever since we got the random acceptance of the small fuel storage. I mean, clearly people wanted it. I'm not going to dispute that. But the sudden drop-off, with doing an average of about at least 40,000 subscribers, dipping down to what's expected to only barely reach around 30,000 subscribers after just, like 4 different sales before that? What's happened? What's going on? Well, I believe this was an inevitability, wasn't it? So I guess I could just quickly bring this up, because I was prepared to discuss this. Neon small boxes, their momentum and future. I made this video about 3-4 weeks ago, just as we had the meds being accepted in the Steam market, on the Rust store, the small meds. And I was like, okay, you know, I was well aware that small fuel was doing very nicely, you know, with 2 acceptances after it. In theory, you'd think, oh yeah, spike demand, spike in price. It's a developing collection. But we've got to remember, small Neon storages are supplementary. They're an addition to the large boxes. So it's nice to see that the interest in this Neon collection is still doing very strong. But far too many people just instantly assumed that these small boxes were just going to end up reaching up to large box prices just like that. They failed to realise that it took 3 years for the likes of those large boxes to get to the point that they're at. And all of these storages did suffer when they went through their first dip. So that's why I made a bit of a fuss talking about the likes of the wonderful summertime we're going through. It doesn't last forever. The kids go back to school. That happened last year, so we were doing perfectly fine amounts of people playing right there, and then just a few months later it drops off. But this is a routine thing that happens every single year. But unfortunately, when less people are playing the game, there's less demand for skins. And I've made a big fuss about that, made like a lot of attention, I kept yapping about that when I was talking about this here in this video. And we are already starting to notice some pretty bad things. So as I've just mentioned, with the likes of the seeds right there, you know, it's not selling that much. Well, I'm not surprised, because once you notice that some of these small boxes now are starting to dip below their Rust store price, so as I said, fuel, you're doing a fair bit better, but on average, with all Rust skins on the Steam market, if it's expected that they're only going to have around 100 quantity each, that's the average amount. When I look at small fuel, 561 listings, what? Now, it's not like I'm seeing huge fat stacks of quantity building up huge resistance. That's okay. In fact, quite a lot of it's all being sold at a fairly higher price. But focusing this, as less people playing the game, because they can't, they got homework, oh dear, they're going to start listing their skins on the Steam market because, well, they're just not playing as much. And when it gets to a point where there's far too many people trying to sell a skin rather than buy it, prices obviously do go down pretty bad. And this is what is expected to happen during the dreaded autumn-fall seasonal dip, which is another thing I've been yapping on and on and on and on and on about, but you've got to be prepared for such a thing. This is why I've been so hesitant to want to invest into the likes of these small boxes, because I could just instantly tell, with human behaviour, that things were going to go a bit awkward. So knowing about this, being prepared for that, we anticipated this was going to happen, and lo and behold, it's happening, and it's only happened after a good few weeks later. So we're nowhere near October time yet, and we're already noticing prices for these starting to go below $1.49. Alright, that one has done a little bit better, okay, but the barders are starting to disappear as well. This is another thing. We had a fairly decent amount of barders and all these small boxes pushing up to very close to $1.50, and they're slowly disappearing. Yes, you might see that 745 quantity barder there. Is that going to last forever? I'd love to find out, but I can't help but assume this guy right here probably is going to have a rough time once we enter September. And this is the most recent small box to be accepted that became marketable. And yeah, it didn't even sell that much. Got to get this point across. Whilst this is only expected to do about 30,000 sales in total, this small comps did still reach fairly close to 40,000 subscribers, but it was the lowest selling. It's only at 38,000 subscribers. Only. But it's starting to suffer already. And yeah, now I've had some people sitting there saying, Hedge, we already have a large comps box. Do I really need to get a small one? And maybe that very likely could be the reason why this just isn't as popular. Okay, I get it. But how come seeds isn't selling that much? Is it because you don't farm that much? Well, probably. But anyway, it very likely is a case of loads of people just instantly assumed, like, oh yeah, I could do a quick flip profit, or oh yeah, I could just buy these, the price will retain for a very long time, I could just flip them maybe around Christmas time or next summer or something, it'd be fine. But the problem is far too many people thought that they could just, buy in excess and there'll be no problems. We've kind of pointed out that has proven to be a problem, and this is why I made such a fuss about sitting here and saying, hey, personally, as a guy who wants to try and make some good profit out of these, I might just wait until the expected point where we're going to see low price points for all of these skins, which should be around October time, considering last year, in early October, most skins reached their lowest point then, in the early part, and then the year before that, in 2022, the lowest points happened around at the end of October. It's going to be around October at some point. That is when you should look at the budget you have, look and see what the prices those small boxes are currently at, then make a decision if you want to invest into them. That would be the best opportune time. So yeah, as I hop over to here to take a quick look at all of these skins, we've got a lovely batch so far, and you might notice 2 of them are yet to be accepted. So as I hop over to here, in recent times, we've had the likes of the Small Fuel. You have been, performing the best as of recent, with the likes of all the other small boxes being accepted afterwards. But unfortunately, even you started to fumble a little bit. And what's helping it out at the moment is so many people playing, so many people want the full set. That's cool. But when they all start disappearing around September time, even this is expected to suffer. Food. You were the one that kind of pointed out to me that problems are starting to appear with the likes of all of these people buying. You sold less compared to fuel, but as I looked on the Steam market, you suddenly had so much more quantity. There's far too many people involved that just wanted to buy them with the pure intent to sell to try and make some profit. And when there's people competing with each other, of course, trying to sell something, prices do get undercut, and they go down. Bilders disappear, values do eventually drop. Meds was nice. Problem? It did 52,000 subscribers. That is absolutely absurd. And one of the points I really wanted to get into people's heads was, on average, we're probably doing about 90... Let's say, throughout all of June, we had almost 98,000 average players every single day. Nighttime, daytime, all of it. Are you sitting there telling me 1 and 2 people definitely 100% want that? If you get what I mean. Well, certainly it's questionable, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people bought these purely with the intent to own them, use them, they like the Neon Storage Collection. I'm not going to doubt that, but as an investor, questioning if I wanted to jump in and buy into a bunch of them and whatnot, I fully acknowledged, based on other people's behaviour and whatnot, they were going a little bit too excessive and crazy with the amount of purchases they're making. I was wiser to it, I was experienced with it, I saw how large boxes performed in the past. They all sold at $2.49 when they came out, but when we went through the first dip, quite a lot of them did dip down below $2, some even reached as low as $1. These small boxes selling at $1.49, I can't help but assume it's going to be a lot easier for them to go down to about $1. There is a fairly decent chance you might see some of these going down to potentially less than $1. This is why, as of recent, we have been only doing bilders of around $1 with every single small box ever since then. And of course comps, with the most recent one that was abnormal, the most recent one that we could buy on the Steam market, you've just suffered instantly. Expectations are being met, aren't they? So let's just rise up and get a good look at that picture up there. That's cool. Seeds, you will be marketable. You are also abnormal. We'll be chasing after you this Wednesday night, or Thursday morning, depending where you are in the world. If you're European, it's a nice addition. People did ask for this. We have to point that out. People did ask for this. It got accepted. Very nice. And of course, we've also recently seen the likes of these being submitted to the workshop. Haven't been accepted yet. We shall see. But so as long as we see more, hey, all the better. People want them. People enjoy the collection. You've got a lovely little rainbow here, don't you? Nighttime, go! Yeah, look at that. Lovely. So I can't fault with people liking these. But it's probably for the best that you wait until October time. Sell everything you can. Well, things you don't mind selling. Probably during this upcoming weekend, the July 4th Swipe weekend, because we're expecting a lot of people playing when we have that 4th Swipe this Thursday. And yeah. Now, you might have noticed that these were submitted quite some time back. And, you know, they're perfectly fine for what they are and whatnot. They haven't been accepted, though. But some people question, hey, is this the end? What's going on? Well, we've seen something different being submitted just this past weekend. As I hover over to here, we have... What's this? The evolution of the Neon Storage Collection. We have the Full Kits Locker. Mr. Duck, the skin creator, has decided that he had a pretty interesting idea to try and make some lockers for specific fits. As you can see here, we have full kits right here. He also plans to do tier 2 and a hazmat one. So not only are we just getting random boxes and storages now, we're also evolving into lockers. Yeah, so get a good look at this. Why don't we make it nighttime? Yep, get a good look at that. So I hope you're looking forward to it. And if you really do care, hop on to the likes of Duck's Workshop. Maybe I'll link this in the description of the video. And keep an eye out for all the new things that are rolling out. So yeah, are we going to see neon small cards, neon small berries, or are we going to immediately jump onto the likes of neon lockers? Just to point out, haven't had a locker skin accepted throughout all of 2024 so far. Is it fate? We shall see. But Duck has clarified, so you can go to the comments real quickly, that this is just an idea that he had. He wanted to try something different. He will jump back to the likes of small boxes afterwards. A lot of ideas were passed on to him. Lots of people were asking. So it's nice to see an interesting bit of creativity with this. I'm pretty sure lockers could still help out the likes of the Neon Storage Collection, but same things apply. You'll probably see a lot of people jumping onto those thinking, oh yeah, that's going to be an easy profit in the future at some point, surely, maybe, possibly. But yeah, if it still does excessive crazy sales, much like these small boxes, of course it's going to dip down in price around the October period of time. Yeah, autumn fall seasonal dip, there is no escape. So that's an interesting little progression video that I just wanted to make. Expectations were met. Prices have struggled a fair bit. Far too many of these got bought. But at the very least, on the horizon, you can expect potentially a few more of these being accepted. You might potentially see lockers. And, well, do you reckon this is probably the end for storage collections in general? I'm just going to add a little bit of a additional minute just to point out that we've seen the arrival, or rather a return, of an interesting collection. So, Neon Storages, you were first accepted back in 2021 with your large boxes. And then afterwards, we saw the likes of Scientific Storage Collection. We saw the likes of Graffiti Storage Collection. But we haven't seen a proper storage collection, or rather a new one, since the end of 2022. It's been a year and a half. I would like to introduce you to Transparent, which I happened to mention in a video not too long ago. As you might be well aware, over the past, let's say, 2 years, many skin creators have tried their best to try to develop their own storage collections. So much so that I ended up making a video where I had to discuss and sit there and say, guys, look, listen, you have to add the special ingredient. What's that? Well, basically, if you're going to have a storage collection, you'll probably have an overall theme, wouldn't you? Now, what a lot of people just do is, I'm going to make each storage a different colour, I'm going to give it a different name, and I'm going to give it a different picture. With the likes of Scientific Collection and Graffiti Storage Collection, they added something just a little bit different that utilised the overall themes, but still made each box individual, creatively. And with the likes of this Transparent box collection, which very coincidentally it's also the ammo one there, as you can see with what we have here, let me just rise up a bit, hover over, it gives the illusion that it's transparent. It's not actually transparent, but what the skin creator has gone and done is they've added a nice little texture here, showcasing all the ammo inside it. Now, again, it's not actually transparent. There's no actual ammo in there. It's all a texture. Pretty clever design, isn't it? Well, if I were to tell you that he's actually produced 4 of these, and with the likes of tools, oh, you know, what might be inside the tools box? Well, maybe, just maybe, hatchets, pickaxes. Oh, okay, that's cool. What about, like, components? Oh, maybe, like, springs and gears and whatnot. Oh, so yeah, every single box, you can actually, quote-unquote, see inside it. And I think Sir Q probably has a winner here. That is matching up exactly to what appears to be what Face Punch likes for a brand new storage collection. So if you're a little bit confused with what I'm saying, consider watching this video. Again, I'll probably link it in the description of this video now. And yeah, I'm pretty optimistic for that. Not only did we see Neon Storage Collection continue, maybe, just maybe, we might see a brand new storage collection on the horizon, which I'm sure a lot of people probably would appreciate and, well, enjoy. And just to kind of quickly showcase this, yes, of course this glows in the dark, as you can see, ever so nice and yellow. But watch out, because I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing a lot more in the future, potentially. And of course, in the background, you might notice some other skins there. Well, every Monday, I look at all the newer skins that appear on the Rust Workshop. All you got to do is hop into my stream, say hello, just grab the W skin links, and we'll show them off. We'll look at all of the skins in-game. Hence why I found out about this today. So just to quickly go over to the likes of here, I just wanted to quickly showcase that I've got all the new skins being shown to me right here, and I quickly go find the likes of that large box. In fact, why don't I go over to here, to my actual brand new Rust Workshop skins collection. All I've got to do is scroll down, go to large boxes, and there it is. The Ammo Flash Box. Oh, it's not called Transparent anymore. Well, I mean, he can change the name all he wants, that's fine, but still cool. And I really do feel like that's probably one of the best contenders for a brand new collection on the horizon. So yeah, something new to look forward to, and, well, something we expect potentially. So, yeah, I hope you liked the video. I hope you like being informed about all the silly things going on with the workshop. Thank you very much. I can't speak. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you all later. See you and goodbye.